Barcode friends, Agent Umpqua here. Just out phase one and around, being essential. I was coming back into town. Just got back from out in the country, passing the vineyards. The farm stand's open now. You can go get your produce, fresh produce, and they got I don't know if the bakery's open or not, but they got a bakery in there that's damn good. I like to stop there and get treats throughout the day. I drive through this area twice a day, so get some fruits and vegetables and grab some homemade shit that they make there, some pies and whatnot. You know, I'm pretty fortunate to have all this stuff right here near me, like to be able to just drive right outside of town. Like, I feel bad for these people that are in the cities where they shut down the farmers market and everything. Now they ain't even got access to their normal shit, you know? Like, that was pretty bad having that closed down. We couldn't, you know, but they're usually closed. They don't open up until the middle of May anyway, you know what I mean? Like, and they start selling fresh stuff, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. But close down the farmers markets, those people don't really have any way to get that fresh stuff, so you gotta get a Barcode tomato. But I preserve all my stuff, you know, so we've got a bunch of stuff saved from last year anyway. A bunch of tomatoes, a bunch of onions, a bunch of peppers, I don't even know, man. The pantry full of pickles, everything. You know, you grow as much as you can, and then you figure out how to save the rest, you know what I mean? So there's no waste. Like, you can grow enough to eat on not very much land. You can grow enough to can a whole bunch of vegetables so you don't have to buy much for vegetables at all. And it's sort of like a prepper thing, you know? Like, we grow and preserve, so we have stuff. And then, like, if they do shut down the farmer's market, there's a bunch there. And I mean, I understand there's constraints. Some people can't grow food because they don't have room or whatnot. But man, you can container garden. You'd be surprised what you grow in almost nothing and no room whatsoever. Hell, I watched this one guy on YouTube that grows marijuana in a boot. If you can grow dank nugs in an old cowboy boot, you can grow a fucking tomato on your balcony, you know? Oh, there's some of our finest residents right there. Sorry, I don't want to go off on a homeless tangent. I got to get out of the city. I was going to go around through the other spot, but after I saw those two fellows there, I thought about checking around to see if there was any more of them hanging about. But I don't remember what I was saying now. Oh yeah, you can grow a bunch of food on your patio. You can't tell me you can't do it, man. So my wife and I lived in an apartment. It was like, what, 30 feet by 30 feet, had a bathroom and a kitchen. The bathroom was bigger than the kitchen. Like, that was before we had our son. It was just the two of us in this tiny little apartment with a bed, desk in the closet. It was a pretty cool spot, you know, just for the two of us. We'd hang out in the bathroom at night, get drunk in there because it was bigger than the living room. But we had a garden out front. I grew hops horizontally across the top of the fence line. We grew tomatoes and peppers in a garden built out of cinder blocks. I think we had like 10 cinder blocks or something that we'd found on the property. And I built a planter box out of pallet wood in the front, where there was just this spot that had dead grass, and they'd come and, or had, not dead grass, but had shitty grass, and they'd just come and weed whack it every once in a while. So I just built a planter box there. We bought some bags of dirt and filled it up and started growing stuff in it. And put some lattice on the fence. Nobody ever said a goddamn word. I told the landlord I was putting in, the lady that owned the place, told her I was putting in a few things. She didn't care at all. So we grew all sorts of stuff in there. Hell, the yard was bigger than the house. We had a greenhouse in there too. A little greenhouse we grew stuff in. But my 2 years worth of hops there, I harvested and I brewed them in my own beer. There in that little tiny area. You know, so I mean, I know you can grow stuff. It's not always easy, and you know, it takes a little bit of ingenuity sometimes, but just having that little bit of stuff that you grew yourself helps a ton. I don't know if people realize that. You know, even just a few tomatoes saves you a trip to the store, saves a little bit of, you know, not only saves you a trip to the store, not only saves you however much money you were going to spend. You think of the deeper cost of the production of the tomatoes that you would go buy at the store. You know, you start getting into that level of really understanding your food and knowing where it comes from, you know? And like I said in the beginning, I'm fortunate enough to live in an area where all of my food, I know where it comes from, you know? I know where my meat comes from. My freezer that I got that's full of meat. I know where my vegetables come from. I know where everything that's in my pantry comes from. And hell, I go to the store, but man, I know where the majority of my shit's from. Alright, well, this is a good one. I'm gonna head back up in the mountains now that we're back out of city limits. You guys have a good night.